Yeah, I thought so too. I mean, the fields are unbelievable. It's beautiful weather. We've been in the hotel for a couple days. Players got out a little bit, but the coaches were to come out today and be out of this atmosphere. I think guys enjoyed it.
Kind of looked like you had a lot of guys back from injuries practicing today. It's pretty optimistic at how some of these guys.
Yeah, we got a number of guys back. They look good out there today. They're still working through it. It's been a while for some of them, but hopefully we can keep that going week by week here towards the end.
As far as the body clock schedule, is it like Ohio where you expect there to be a bit of a dip later this week and then an uplift?
I felt that way in Ohio, and I don't know if it made sense or not, but that's what I told the players we'd get uplifted. I think we did. I feel good today. I think the players feel good, so you can ask them, but I think we're getting used to it, and we're ready to go.
What did you do to Sherman? It looks like he can walk again.
Just some Mr. Miyagi stuff on him. He's good to go. So we'll see, though. I mean, Sherman always battles. You expect him to be out there, and hopefully he'll get better each day. I know he's not there all the way yet. He's got a few more days to do it. Hopefully he'll be good on Sunday.
How much leeway does he have to practice on a Wednesday where a lot of veterans might, the team might say, hey, you can take today off?
He's got a ton of leeway. Sherm knows his body better than anyone. You always ask the doctors, can they protect themselves? If a doctor ever tells you he absolutely can't do it, then it doesn't matter what they say. You got to protect them from themselves. But if they say they won't get any worse, if the guy wants to do it, Sherm's a guy who knows his body. He's gone through it a lot. He's done it for a while, so I usually leave that to him.
How do you go about looking at your running back situation when, Mostert was so good on Sunday, you have Kevin who's been starting a lot, and then you add Breida to the mix? How do you just go about sorting your way through how you want to use those guys in the games?
We have to talk about it a lot, and especially with what Jeff Wilson's done too. So it's very tough to use 4 backs. It's tough to use 3 backs. So you can kind of go in and designate a certain role for them all, but very rarely do all of them get to work. So we started with Tevin last week. Raheem had a few good runs, and we stuck with the hot hand, and that's why he got most of them. I'm sure if Tevin would have stayed in, he would have got a few going too. But that's how it is when you have a bunch of good backs, and it's something we're definitely not complaining about.
How did D look today, and could his knee help? Obviously some time off would help his knee, I would assume.
Yeah, the time off was always good for his knee. Just the wear and tear of a season and what he had going in helps the knee. We had to do that because of the hamstring, but he looked good out there today. We kept him limited, so he didn't do a ton, but it was a good start for him.
When you have, I guess, through the years when you've had kickers you're not quite sure about, it affects how your opponent plays. Obviously, Robbie's not having his best season. Is it gotten to a point where it does enter your mind, when your opponent plays?
No, it doesn't. He hasn't had the same numbers as he did the first 2 years because I think he might have been perfect the first 2 years, maybe one miss, I can't totally remember. But all those misses this year haven't been totally his fault either. I know he's had some that have been, but others have been other guys, whether it's the snap or the hold and things like that. We had a couple blocked. Last week was different. That was a far one, and the elements, affected my decisions on a lot of things last week in the elements, but nothing with Robbie. Robbie's a pro. He's done this for a long time, and if we're in his range, I will never hesitate for him to go.
Did you anticipate having to bring up or signing or whatever a defensive lineman?
With our 2 guys down, that's why it helped to activate Katavius today to get him out on the practice field. We still have 3 weeks to activate him on that, but just having him out there helped with bodies and stuff, and we'll see how that goes with them and how the other guys heal up here this week and for the weeks to follow before we have to make a decision on that.
So would you, when you look at the street and also Kevin Gibbons or somebody on the practice squad, do you guys take that into consideration? Which one are they basically competing?
Yes, we're always going to put the guy up who we think fits the best in whatever position we need. They're all a little bit different, but 2 guys you mentioned are similar. So it depends who we think fits our team better and can give us the best chance to win right now.
How would you describe Street and what his best role would be on the team?
As an inside player. We used him on the outside in preseason to a degree just because we were so deep and stuff. But I see Street very similar to Solomon in terms of what they're made to do is play inside. But in a pinch, we use him on the outside also.
As far as George Kittle's health, he played a lot of snaps last week. Is he pretty much 100%?
I definitely wouldn't say he's 100%, but he was full go today, I think. Was he? I don't know. He was limited. We changed his reps a little bit. I mean, we got to take care of George because of what he's gone through throughout the year with his injuries. He played, I think, every snap last week with how hard he plays. So George is a guy who's not going to be 100% till the offseason, but we got to be smart with that. But he's recovered from his stuff. But as you guys know, there's always pain tolerance he's going to have to deal with.
When you see him on the field and watching his film, does he look like he's not hindered by his injuries at all?
No, I thought George, the pass game was a little sloppy for everybody with the elements and stuff, but and that run game, that was as good of a run game as I've probably seen a tight end ever have. It was unbelievable. So.
Clearly, you guys are still in a position where if you just take care of business, you're in a good spot. But as you get close to the end, how much attention do you pay to scenarios? And things like that?
I mean, I probably will the last couple of weeks. I've had a lot of people ask me about that this week because people think a lot of stuff has changed, but there's no difference this week than last week. I mean, we've got ourselves in a position where, going into last week, we could control our own destiny, and we're in that same position this week. So nothing's really changed on that. So that's stuff that, until it does, you don't really think about it. And with how good the teams are doing in the records in the NFC, I know that'll come down to the last couple of weeks, which is a few weeks from now. So I'm not worried about it, but when it does come to there, yeah, we'll address that with the team.
You guys did against the read option specifically with Lamar Jackson?
I mean, I don't want to get into all the techniques and stuff, but we had to change our fronts up, play a little bit more of fronts how we used to. We had more 5 guys on the line of scrimmage instead of 4. That'd be the main difference.
Do you expect to see a lot of Taysom Hill in this game?
Yeah, I think the same that he is in every game. I mean, he's a factor every week for them, whether it's at quarterback or any of the positions except for O-line. I think the only one I haven't seen him play. And he's an unbelievable player in special teams, so there's no doubt we're going to see him. You just don't know exactly how.
When you look at the Saints defense, what are the biggest challenges Jimmy has to face when he's looking at it?
I mean, they're a very good defense. They got a lot of good players. I haven't played them for a couple years, and they've gotten only a lot better. Just the personnel that they added, the guys that they've had have gotten a lot better, just maturing a little bit. And and Dennis Allen's done it for a long time. He's one of the best in the business at what he does. Has a lot of scheme that he can put in that's extremely sound. They play hard. So it's one of the better defenses we're going to face this year.
Yeah, one of the cliches is it's a copycat league. Where is Sean Payton in terms of how much people look to what he does offensively to maybe influence other play callers or schemers throughout the NFL?
He's right up there, not the top. Sean's been, one of the best, if not the best, for a very long time, and love his. You can see his personality in his play calling, how creative he is, how aggressive he is, and he's going to keep coming at you every play and attack your coverages. And he's a guy I always try to watch pretty much every week.
Have you taken plays that he's used and implemented in your own
No,
offense?
I don't do that stuff, man. Yeah, I've taken a lot. He's taken a lot. We all have taken a lot, so we'll keep doing that too.
First, after when you win the Superdome a few times, I guess where does that rank as far as challenges, as far as
I mean, it's right up there. I mean, it's they can get going big in there, especially when their team's playing like they are. I'm very glad it's an earlier game. It only gets worse the later it gets, but it won't be much of a difference. I mean, it's as loud as it can be. I think it was good for us to be in Baltimore the week before. I think that was the loudest stadium we had to deal with so far this year. New Orleans will be the exact same, if not louder.
what is your philosophy as far as why it gets louder later?
They're more rested. They play cornhole a lot longer, so.
Is choosing IMG, were the grass fields at all, part of the decision making?
Yeah, I mean, with it being in, what month is it? With it close to December. Is it December? All right, good. With it, all I know is it's after Thanksgiving and before Christmas. With it being in December, and we definitely don't want to go somewhere where it was cold. So then we wanted to come somewhere warmer, and the main thing was we just don't want to practice on turf all week. So to be able to come to Florida and have the grass, I mean, this was unbelievable to have this place open for us. I did not know this was here, and still can't believe it's a high school. It's pretty impressive. All right, guys. Thanks.